he was like he ended up not getting his driver's license until he was like 27
That's
out
way too
here
long.
because he lived in fucking Brooklyn and he was just or in the Bronx and he's like,
Yo,
yeah, I
you didn't
just
need that shit.
never had to go. Like, you seriously,
Yeah,
like
you didn't need it.
driving with him was a trip, dude, because he'd take corners like real slow, and I'm just like, dang, man, this is wild. Because I feel like I would think someone from New York is just like traffic heavy, like, oh man.
Yo,
And
so
he
you're
says when
only
he goes
gonna
back, he won't. He
yeah,
people will he's like, no, I don't like
you're
to.
you're only gonna encounter two types of drivers in New York City. They're either really fucking aggressive or really fucking terrible. That's it.
Really aggressive. I mean, you have to be, dude. You have to
That's
be.
it. That's all you get here.
It always.
And we're back! Got the sneak attack on Brian. He didn't even expect that. That's like 2 weeks in a row, bro. Doing well. I am your host, as always, Matt Musselwhite. I am joined by my co-host, Bryan Kern. And we are lucky... Shut up. We're lucky enough tonight to have Varsity's own Joey Tyler with us. What's going on, my man?
Yeah. What's good? It's fucking cold, man.
Yeah, global warming hasn't kept us all exactly warm throughout the whole week. It was only a couple days worth, and now it's dropped again.
Why is it called global warming if I'm still fucking freezing? Like, this makes no sense.
Exactly. Tell that to the liberals.
Oh my God! Brian said a banned word. He's got to go. I'm gonna be praying for global warming while I'm out on tour, hitting the fucking Colorados. It's gonna be cold. I don't like the cold. I'm a Cali boy.
No.
Hey, shout out to New York. We're looking like taxi cab confessions up in here. Before Matt so rudely cut me off for our outdated intro over here, I was gonna say that I was always surprised at how well our boy in the taxi cab, in the cash cab, I mean,
cash cab confessionals. Wasn't that like something like with nudes and something?
Taxi cab confessional was Cash Cab was the game show where the homeboy would drive around in a cash cab that would light up a bunch of different fucking ways, and you'd get in and he would quiz you on the way to your destination and you'd win money. But if you got 3 of them wrong or some shit, he'd kick you out on the spot. He wouldn't take you to your destination. And he would like, you would get into this, you would get into the cab.
I would be so mad.
No, listen, you get into the cab, all this shit goes off, right? And he's like, what's up? You're on the cash cab. And a lot of people are like, what? But then people start catching on to it. They're like, oh, cash cab. And he's like, all right, are you ready to play? And they're like, yeah. They say, yeah. He closes they close the fucking door.
When people were way too eager to be on television. Like,
dude,
it was back when like you get on TV on TRL and they immediately start screaming.
Dude, it was great, but also imagine getting in the cash cab and you're excited. You're like, yeah, I want to play, and then not knowing a fucking thing.
Dude,
about
that happened.
Anything.
He would go.
I wish I would have read up on Thomas Jefferson.
Oh. What's crazy is like it's New York, right? And he's in it. Like they give the destination, and he goes, "All right, you're gonna get questions. You get them all right on the way there. You get whatever money you end up with. If you get 3 wrong, you fucking out." And he's like, they're like, okay. And they go on the trip, and dude, they'll go a block and do 5 fucking questions because it takes forever to go a fucking block. But he's looking behind him, swerving traffic, looking behind him, laughing, giggling, looking at the camera over here, doing weird shit, dude. And he straight up, what, dude? He got it wrong. He'd be like, sorry, lights go red. He pulls over, boots him out. And the camera crew's out there and they follow him and they're just like, like fucking just on the side of Fifth Avenue.
You could do cash cab right now on your own and just call it like Uber, maybe I'll take you somewhere, maybe I won't.
Oh, streaming cash cab.
Like, man, TV has changed so much. Like if you showed that to like a millennial now, they'd be like, it's not even that cool. I could do that.
Dude,
like,
it's 2010. What are we talking, dude? 2010.
Technically, TV doesn't really exist now because we all have like our phones and shit.
That's
so
true.
It's like,
that's true.
We're fucking TV stars. I mean, it's kind of a TV. It's a monitor. You're watching
TV
us.
stars walking around the streets now.
Actually, that's incorrect. The television is the vessel, the medium, and it is specifically to so you're right. We're not on television. This is not television. This is not the medium of how we're translating the message. This is not television. Television is specific to that device, and it works off of specific frequencies.
So we should
Cable,
just walk around with actual televisions.
So let's not, say incorrect shit, you fucking communications fucking mass. What are you doing?
Speaking of incorrect shit, this seems like the perfect time to mention to everyone on our upcoming 2022 segments, we're going to be doing state birds. because birds aren't real, so we're going to expose the lie. In honor of New York, we will be doing the New York State bird today, which is the eastern bluebird. The eastern bluebird is a small North American migratory thrush found in open woodlands, farmlands, and orchards. The bright blue breeding plumage of the male, easily observed on a wire or open perch, makes the species a favorite of bird watchers. Isn't that amazing? Quite amazing that someone would waste time watching a bird.
Because New York State bird.
Birds are not fucking real.
New York State bird. It's the middle finger. It's the middle finger. It's crazy, right? I know.
I've never seen that blue fucking thing ever. The New York State bird is a pigeon. They're everywhere.
I thought it was a pigeon too.
Dirty. They're dirty. They're like rats with wings. That's like
pigeons are the most common drones in New York City.
Shout out to this artist named Wiki from Manhattan in New York. He's phenomenal. Matt, you definitely should listen to him.
New York.
And he raps about New York constantly, and he has a great line and how you can't tell the difference between pigeons and doves in New York. It's fucking
I've never seen a dove in New York City, so you know what? Shit. Maybe he's fucking right. Holy shit.
The way they started banning sugar and shit, you might not find a Dove candy bar either. You have to get a Dove bar of soap, bro.
I think it was more of a play on words, how New York's dirty and the Dove is supposed to be pure.
Was it a play on words, Brian? I guess they should have been more clever. You ever heard of fucking the RZA or Common? Yeah, get to it.
Isn't that what hip hop is?
All right, so now that we've done the state bird, it's a perfect time to remind everyone that Mr. Joey Tyler's new album, Jamie, this way. Yeah, Joey Tyler's new album, Varsity's Welcome Home, drops today. So that means you're watching this now and it's already out. You could have spent all day streaming it, so you need don't stream it right now. Hold on just a little bit. Wait a while and then stream it. But that shit's out today. Make sure you go pick it up. What is Welcome Home? Why is that the album title?
So it's two reasons. One, because I couldn't think of anything else, and so I just named it Welcome Home.
Valid honesty.
The main reason why I called it Welcome Home was it's pretty much like the best way of like summarizing all the songs. It's like welcome home, like this is your life sucks, and this is it.
All right, okay.
A reality check.
Maybe welcome home from tour or something, but yeah.
A reality check for the sake of welcoming home to reality over here.
Yeah. Life is shit, and then you're gonna fucking die. So you know what?
Damn, dude.
Positive messages as well.
Hey. Stark contrast to the lyrical content of the music. But,
I heard so much already.
Songs that we released so far are like the fun, safe songs, possibly.
No. I mean, yeah.
Safe songs are fun for singles. I want the unsafe songs. I want the dangerous songs.
Yeah, all of the rest of the songs are just really kind of like sad as shit. Like, it's all just kind of like, wow, this kid is really fucking hates his life. This is whack, but you know.
Definitely. I don't think it was screaming at me to like slit my wrist and put mascara on or anything like that.
No.
But there was a good enough like emo
vibe.
No, go ahead.
That might make you want to slit your wrist. Yeah.
One song you said? How many? Come on, be real.
I want to know if it's
how many deep cuts. How many literal deep cuts are there?
I think there's only one like actual like suicidal song on it. The other songs are like kind of like, damn, that's whack. But this song is kind of like, wow, like I should kill myself too. But you shouldn't. But it's like, damn, like he tried to kill himself. Like maybe I should kill myself too. But you shouldn't do that because it's not, it's not acceptable.
We're gonna get real.
So my favorite song on the record is "We Always." What would you say? That's not the sad one.
So my two favorite songs on the record are "We Always" and "Gravity."
Okay.
Those are like my two favorite songs on the entire record.
So basically the two songs that haven't come out yet. So everyone needs to get the damn record.
Yeah, get the record. Please help us. Get the record. Make us look good. God damn it.
For the love of God, get the record.
First week matters. Get to it, people.
Dude, my record label put so much money into this record that I don't have it. I need to pay them back. Please listen to this record. Please listen to it. Bail me the fuck out.
I'm sure it wasn't fun having the album pushed back. How tough was that? It was like, a month or so?
Yeah, it was about a month. It wasn't like too bad, given
I mean,
the
because there's been
reasoning
albums
for
that
it.
are pushed back 6 months to a year. So
Yeah, so ours got pushed back simply because COVID's like a fucking thing. Apparently, no one told me this. And so like we have like a bunch of like shipping delays and everything else, and people had pre-ordered the CD, and they're like, well, no one's gonna get the CD in time for the record to be released, so we don't want that to happen. I don't want people to feel like they paid for something that they're not getting, even though our vinyl is still like super backed up. So, I pretty much was like, all right, yeah, if we have to push it back a month so that people can get their CDs when they, get the record too, like, that's okay with me.
it's ridiculous too, because something as simple as like the plastic pieces inside CD packaging, or with a lot of items that you order, is just backlogged. There's shit I pre-ordered in August that was supposed to arrive
Yeah.
first week December. It still hasn't been shipped. No word. Just waiting.
Dude, our vinyls, no one who ordered our vinyls are getting them till like the summer.
That's cool. That's honestly, that's every single vinyl right now. You're in
That
a
is
big group.
so insane. I'm like, oh my God, like people really want these vinyls. Like that's crazy. This is all backed up, and then COVID, and it's a sad world we live in.
The Attack vinyl that Wetzel talked me into getting was supposed to arrive in December. That came and went. Now I don't even want the motherfuckers, but they're
Long
still
time no see. Thank God. I
Yeah.
don't want to see that shit.
Dude, I swear, I'm just gonna sign the shit and raffle them off like it was from the band. Yeah. What's he gonna do?
Hey, I
He's
still
too
got
busy
that.
looking at analytics.
I still got that loose wrist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what they called you back in college.
Yeah, they did.
Old loose
wrist.
Old loose wrist.
Loose
Old Lucy
wrist
Goosey.
Kern.
Old Lucy and the Goosey.
God.
In the goosey.
How long has Varsity been a band?
About 5 years. Just like give or take like 5 years, something like that.
I was gonna say first album came out 2015, right? Lights was 2015.
Yeah,
16,
Lights
sometime around that time.
was the EP, the first ever EP. But we weren't really like. So we were in a band back then. I think a lot of people know this. It was just music that I wrote and recorded and put out for fun, because I was just like, I'm bored and I want to put out music. There's literally no members, no nothing. It was no band, and I only put it out under the name Varsity because I wasn't gonna put it out under Joey Tyler. So I was like, oh, I should
Good moniker.
put out a name with this shit. So I kind of just put that out, and then
Nice.
Has anyone ever said something stupid about your band name, like mispronounced it? Like, oh, I love you guys, VRSTY.
So
VRSTY.
I literally just posted like a status about this like yesterday, and it even says it in our bio on IG, like it's pronounced Varsity. Every time I go somewhere, we have a shirt literally that says it's pronounced Varsity. K, thanks.
Oh man.
Because every time I go somewhere, everyone's like, "Oh my God, man! Like you don't know, man. Your band VRSTY or your band VRSTY is like," and I'm like,
VRSTY from
like,
Bed-Stuy.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, son. So I got into
Yo,
the habit
son.
now. Yo, I got into the habit now of even saying it on stage. Like I'll go on stage, and like I don't have like a speech or nothing like that, but whenever I say the name of the band, I make it a point to literally be like, did you hear how I fucking said that? It's Varsity, not VRSTY. Please stop saying this shit. It drives me crazy.
Oh no, you
Thanks
fucked
for
up
coming
by
out.
pleading.
It's pronounced Varsity.
You fucked up by pleading to the trolls because VRSTY, VRSTY. You're gonna have to put out a shirt that's just all of the letters of Varsity, right? But there's a little.
I'm gonna make a bootleg shirt.
There's a little teeny
Varsity
insertion.
Shirt. I'm just gonna lose the T.
Hey,
just
I was
mispronounce
talking.
it. I can't get sued.
I
will boot you, Brian.
It's gonna be the Varsity shirt, and you're gonna have a teeny little insertion with the E there, because it's a hit.
It's it's fucking
VRSTY,
weird, like
son.
that people.
What is a VRSTY?
That's a different podcast, Brian.
You know, people were probably like, "Yeah, man, I face a lot of VRSTY too."
Oh my God.
Bro, that's so fucking good. Jesus.
Oh, dude, sure.
Adversity. Oh my God.
I love our fan base, because our fan base is like really, really fucking fun. I've had people ask me at shows, they've been like, "Oh my God, man. Like, so I don't know, man. Like your band name VRSTY, like I tried looking up the word and it doesn't exist. What does it mean? Did you just create this word?" And I'm like,
Well, as far as
Nah, it's yo, it ain't that deep, bro. Like,
There's
like,
other
it really
bands that
is.
have devoweled names. I don't. It's like Fall Out Boy had a song title. Thanks for the Memories was devowed. Like, how do they pronounce that? Thanks for the Memories?
The murmurs. Thanks for the murmurs,
Thanks
bro.
for the murmur.
I don't understand it sometimes, but at the same time, I also, and this is just me being mad in New York, and this is kind of shitty. But sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, yo, the reason why they can't pronounce it is because they have like, they're not from New York. Like, they don't get it the way I do. Like,
They don't
just
get it.
they don't get it. Like, it's Varsity, son. Like, it's not Varsity. I get it. You're not like, you don't have
It's
like
Varsity, son.
that
I'll
New
cut
York-
your face.
I don't know why I thought this, but I kind of thought that'd be a dope tag. Like if anybody was into fucking graffiti or tagging, like
It'd be a great
Varsity
tat
with
above the
just
eyebrow.
tag.
I would never. Oh man,
All right.
Varsity.
Now that the show's
it's a
cleaned
vibe.
up a little. Now that the show's cleaned up a little.
The show is brought to you by Chopped Cheese. Not
Chopped
Chopped Cheeses.
cheese. Let's get
Not
it,
Chopped
son.
Yeah.
Cheeses,
Yo.
but Chopped Cheese.
Yo, chopped
can
cheese
find
for your
them-
moms, son. Chopped cheese for your moms.
You can find them at your
Yeah.
nearest bodega. Say it with me now.
Every
Bodega.
Bodega.
Every bodega has one. Every bodega makes their own.
What is
like,
your
chopped
favorite
cheese.
bodega? What is your favorite bodega in the your
That
homeland?
one on the corner of
That's
The one on the
that's a
corner.
hard question. Yo, no, that's
The
a
one
hard
on the
question
corner,
because
son.
there's a few of them, but the one around the corner is popping. The one around the corner from me is so yo. I go there every morning at like 10 in the morning, and I get an egg and cheese on a hero, because I have to. I just love it. And then at night,
you
I'm
wear
like, yo, I'm
Timberlands
hungry.
on the way there.
I do not wear.
Damn it.
I do not wear Tim's on the way. Yo, Tim's are mad uncomfortable.
Yeah.
God, I always get asked that question, so I'm just gonna be honest. I have worn so many Timbs. I own a pair of Timbs, but I would never wear them shits outside to the store. They're so uncomfortable. They scratch up the back of your ankle and
They're
shit.
heavy as fuck.
Yeah, they're like
Heavy shoes
look
are
good,
so
but-
impractical nowadays. Get the fuck out of here. If your shoe weighs more than, I don't fucking know,
Jordan or
literal pound, like if your shoe weighs a pound, miss me if your shoe weighs a pound. I'm so sick
bro,
of that.
it's crazy. Like, so I have I used to wear a lot of Doc Martens also,
Yeah,
and even those I'm like, damn, like I don't
Heavy.
really want to wear like something that's gonna fuck my feet up. Like I gotta perform in these shits, and I'm like, you know, you get off stage and I'm already sweaty and winded, and now I got fucking beat up feet. I'm like, this is fucking disgusting. So
especially in New York, man. You're walking up curbs. You can't have heavy feet. Be missing those curbs, dude. You be fucking
now,
yourself
also
up, man.
you never know when you need to run, and you cannot
There
run
you
in Doc
go.
Martens.
There you go.
Bro, I've had
Yeah.
to run
That's
so
the
many
NYPD.
break your
times.
ankles.
ACAB.
You break your ankles. Your knees stop working if you try running in those
Yep.
things.
I have had to run so many times, and I it's a good thing I was not wearing boots.
No,
you like
those things are
run, but
heavy
the
as shit.
heel doesn't allow you to flex your foot, so you like
Nah,
snap
yeah.
your leg backwards.
Yeah,
like,
and then
"Grr."
and then even if you do run in your boots, when you're done, you got to throw them out because now you got a crease in them, so you can't wear them because they're ugly as shit.
Yeah,
And if
it's
you go
an ugliness.
outside, if you go hang out with your friends, they're gonna cut your ass for wearing boots with the crease in the middle. So it's like I
Dare you
can't
come
wear
out
these
here with the
anymore,
crease,
so
son.
What are
Dare you
Yeah,
come out here
so-
with the grease, with the crease.
not even
Clean
it
the
ain't even
grease
worth it at
trap.
that point.
Clean
It
the
ain't
grease
even worth it
trap.
at that point.
Oh man. So all these bodegas you go to, is it just like a rumor that every bodega has a cat in it? How many of these bodegas have cats?
I want to
Oh,
say at
that
least like
explains the
80% of
cat
them, like 80% of them.
Yes.
It's mostly the Spanish ones, like the ones that got like so there's like two different type of bodegas. There's like the regular ones, and then there's the Spanish ones. And the Spanish ones, like they always have cats in them. Like I don't know, like I'm
gato.
Spanish. I got two cats myself, but the cats just be like
Dos gatos.
everywhere. Like you can't escape this cat. They'll be on the bread. They'll be on the soda. They'll be on the counter. They'll literally be like chilling by the grill. They everywhere. But these bodegas do have cats.
It's
It's true.
actually
It's
a
a real
known
thing.
fact. It's actually a known fact that like Italian restaurants keeping garlic around the
Oh,
kitchen
shut
to
the
give it
fuck
aroma. Bodegas keeping cats within the vicinity of the
What, for
meats
cat
gives
piss aroma?
it a little bit more of a
Yeah,
of a
yeah,
cheesy
piss, yeah, go ahead and
Delicious.
musk.
piss on
Of
my
a
Iron
cheesy
Kid.
musk. It's more
Yo,
of a cheesy musk for the bodegas
funny
out
shit-
there. Shout
the
out to our
funny shit
bodega
is-
boys as well off of 7th Avenue. Our bodega boys out there keeping it
The
real
funny
hot in the
shit is-
streets.
The
If
917.
you go to a
Ah,
So if you go to a bodega, I can guarantee you this: the dirtier it smells, the more delicious the food in that place is.
and that's
Holy
a fact.
shit.
And that's a fact.
It's a fact.
Because
It's a
it
fact.
smells because they've
Straight
probably
from
been
New York,
cooking
son.
food in it for a long time.
That's
Bro, they've
that's
been
a fact
hustling.
straight from New York, son.
They be in there hustling, like morning to nighttime. They just be in there cooking. That grill never turn off.
From the AM
Damn,
to the
dude.
PM.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I was in New York. I had the privilege of
No, you
visiting
weren't.
New York for like 4 days.
Liar.
One September. And of course we ate pizza like 4 different times.
Yeah.
We
Pizza,
also
hot dog,
different
and
spots.
falafel.
We did pizza. We did Chinese food. Bomb Chinese food.
Yes.
We went to
I was gonna say Chinese.
And I got steak.
we went to a phenomenal Italian spot called fucking Capelli's or
Sbarro.
some shit. No, it was not, son. It was so fire. And
Tomorrow.
we ate these piping hot personal lasagnas. You said Sbarro, motherfucker, during my dope ass Italian
Bro,
fucking
you can
restaurant
get it in
stories,
every
son.
mall. You can
And you
get it in
fucking
every
come-
mall in America.
Yeah, I said I didn't go to Sbarro. I have
But
class.
you go to New York and they're like, "Oh shit, there's real Sbarros here. I've never seen them outside of a mall."
I'm gonna tell you about a spot in New York City, Italian food that is like the spot.
Let me hear it.
So in Little Italy, and now granted, this probably isn't. Little Italy is not like the most authentic place to get Italian food, but there's a lot of Italians there. There's a place called Umberto's. Umberto himself is like a gangster from like the 70s. Like
Yes.
this man literally used to run like mob shit in New York City, and
Nice.
he owns a restaurant there. And you go in, and he's the perfect like representation of like every Italian you've seen in a movie ever. You come in and he's like, "All right, come on, sit down. Like, what do you want? Like, oh, get them a glass of sangria." Like, he's like that. He talks to all of his employees like shit. He treats everyone like shit.
Wow.
He wears a fur coat up and down the fucking restaurant.
What?
But the food is delicious, and I think it's because it's laced with drugs. And I don't
Oh my
care
God.
what anybody
Wow,
says.
he's
That
just
food
straight.
is delicious.
Is this the male Cruella de Vil?
Bro, it might be.
He's got
He
the
stands-
MSG. He's got the
Yo.
PCP. He's got the fucking.
He's got everything. Yo, he stands outside of his restaurant, and when you walk by, he grabs you by your arm. He's like, "Oh, you look hungry. Come inside, sit down." And you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" And he just brings you in. He seats you, and now you have to eat, and you got to pay because if you don't pay, you get
whoa.
shot. It's crazy.
You're getting shot
crazy.
Yo.
on
It's
sight,
wild. It's
son.
crazy.
On
Yeah.
sight, you're getting popped.
Dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that Riddle was some middlemen who didn't do diddly. That's every time I think of Little Italy, I think of Big Pun and Twins. Shouts to Big Pun, RP.
Yeah, shout to Big Pun. All right.
Have you've played Webster Hall before, right? You're a New York guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm from out of town. I don't know my way around. What is that pizza joint that's like right down the block from there? It's got a white awning. It's like the closest pizza place, and they got decent pizza. They take it out, they throw it in the oven. It's already cooked and shit.
God, I forgot the name of that place.
But you ate there, right? It's decent.
Yeah, I've eaten there. Yeah. I've eaten pizza there.
That was
Actually, you
my
know
first...
what's funny about it? So if you go a little bit past Webster, like 2 blocks over, there's like Dollar Pizza there, and it's like pizza on rotation pretty much. That shit is like bomb as fuck.
See, we did a more of like a nicer pizza spot where it was like the
Why don't you
slices were
fucking
maybe
fit?
like $4 or whatever, right? A little bit nicer,
Yeah.
a little bit more pizzazz to it. But then we hit the fucking pizza spot where they were dollar
Yeah.
slices, and we got the fucking whole big cheese one, and that shit was fucking too good, dude. That
Yo,
shit was way too good. I mean,
I'm
all of
telling
it
you.
was good. There's a different you can't be in New York and do shitty Italian food. It ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna. You got to have just some sort
I
of.
went to New York and ate
anything
Taco
to
Bell
it.
in Brooklyn. I don't give a fuck.
And it might be, and that's what actually caused his tism. It's really weird. You know, a lot of
Nice.
people think that you're born with tism, but there's actually a couple of things that'll trigger it to be late onset. And
I was
enough,
way
sure
fucked
enough,
up
Matt,
before that
It was a
chalupa,
Taco
bro.
Bell.
Sure enough, it was the Taco Bell in New York for Matt.
No, I had so I got beef with New York, like
Yeah,
Blasio,
it's from Taco Bell.
Bloomberg, fucking every one of them. I got beef with them, all right? Because I went there and I checked. I dropped a van off from Coachella Fest, drove that bitch to Manhattan, which is a horrible drive. First of all,
It's a horrible idea.
it was terrible. I was not paid enough. Shouts to Ben Morgan. He fucker still owes me money. Take this bitch to Manhattan, drop it off. Yeah, I go. I check into a Motel 6. And it's date rape boulevard. I'm gonna get stabbed here. There's bed bugs. It was like, dude, it was the Motel 6 for the Newark airport. I'm like, no, I'm gonna die here.
All right, listen,
this is where they film Law and Order.
That's like a rule, yo. If you ever stay in a hotel in New York City, it has to be. You have to pay money because if you go to any hotel that's like a shitty one, you will get the worst the worst everything, bro. Like you going back home with like bed bugs, rabies, everything.
Bed bugs and rabies.
Everything.
I did. I went home with both. He's not wrong. Yeah. So I had to call corporate and switch out. What I ended up getting was I went down to Brooklyn. I believe it was Williamsburg. And I stayed at the Hotel Brooklyn. It was super mod. It's like a bunch of millennials there. Nice. It was dope as shit. Yeah. That place is cool. Don't vape in their rooms. The smoke alarm will go off. Firefighters in New York, they're used to 9/11, so they don't give a fuck about you
they
vaping.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, dude, they think I'm an idiot for that. That was not cool.
They'll just bust in like, and then you're like, bro.
I was like, thank you for your service. What's tour been like for you? Do you like tours? Tours fun? You have crazy tour stories? What do you do?
So for a bit, and then we're in this year now. Last year, we did 2 tours, and I like it. I've always loved touring. I like traveling. I like playing shows. I love interacting with my fan base because, like I said, they're all fucking clowns. Like I think everyone who comes to a show of ours, anyone who's a fan of my band has to be a fucking clown because we're clowns. So I'm like, we all just out here being clowns. But they're like, I love it. It's different and it's fucking weird now because there's all these goddamn rules and regulations, and it's just fucking whack. Like it kind of sucks all the fun out of it sometimes. But I mean, I like traveling. I like playing shows. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm scared to death to travel. I'm bringing like 8 masks and wearing 2 at a time, dude. I got like every fucking vaccine and booster shot. It's awful.
Bro, I got to the point now where I'm like, this whole COVID shit is like never going to go away. I'll get all the shit that I need to, but I'd also just rather drop fucking dead than not live my life. This shit is whack.
I was told that in New York City, they just storm into your house, hold you down, and force the vaccine into you. Is that true?
Nah, they so they are like trying to get everyone to get it. In New York City, if you tell anyone you don't have it, they look at you like God. They look at you like you brought COVID into the country. Like they treat you like shit. So New York is a fucking very weird place for it. They're trying to make everyone get it, but I mean, just let whoever. I feel like, yo, listen, you can't force people to get shit. Just let them get it when they're fucking ready. Just make it available for us so that we can get it. Because this shit is whack. It's just so whack. This shit is so whack, man.
Who is your least favorite New York City mayor?
Great question.
Oh man, I don't like any New York City government.
It's tough.
I don't like governments in general. I think our government in general, our whole system is fucking doo-doo. Like this shit is like
doo-doo from the man himself.
This is like, how do these people think or believe that they are like running this country like appropriately? It's just fucking.
Who's your least favorite New York personality? We can think fucking.
Ooh. Is Wendy Williams still on the radio up there? Because I want to vote her.
Oh,
I know she's still on. She still got like TV. She still does like the TV show and shit like that. My least favorite New York City.
The Cuomo brothers both are up there. I know one's a politician and the other one's
I think that's a banned word too.
God, who do I? God, the Cuomo brothers. Are like
Giuliani has just shit himself over and over again. I think I mean,
well, my least favorite
is A-Rod a technical New Yorker?
I think he lives. No, him and J-Lo didn't get the team. I think they left.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think my least favorite New York personality is probably Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
Fuck! I didn't know he was the president. Oh,
that's a
shit.
solid. That's
Oh,
a solid. That's a solid
he
pick
he
for
was
both comic
he was a
and
resident.
logical reasons.
Oh yeah, he
Yes,
He
was.
was a
he
resident.
was a
Was.
resident, former resident
Yeah,
And he
Jeffrey
got
former
Epstein,
suicided.
former
He got
non-suicided
suicided.
Jeffrey Epstein.
We are fringing on the political talk that is
Was
going
a
to result in
resident
all of
of-
us getting booted. If there's
Hey.
dead air, the show just ends. We can't do
You
that.
get it all here. Oh no, are we all going to get booted? Is the CIA here? Are they here?
Yeah, everyone, we're all getting booted. You're all out of here. Okay, important questions. New York Giants or Jets? Wait,
You're muted. You're muted.
my bad. I think I did that. Go ahead.
I was saying the Giants. I can't stand the Jets. The Jets suck. Also, I just hate everything about up to their uniform. It's just terrible.
They
It's ugly.
updated the
Get 'em outta here.
unis, and the green is still ugly.
It's still ugly. It's still ugly. What the
What's
fuck were
your-
they thinking? It's still ugly, bro.
It's pathetic that Daniel Jones and the Giants had a better season than the Jets and fucking anybody.
What are
Jets never
your
did anything.
what were your favorite New York acts coming up? Like
New York
music
acts?
acts, bands.
Say the
yeah.
Globetrotters.
My favorite New York bands, like local or just
Yeah, or like ones that maybe you saw coming up that maybe broke out. You know, I think of like Pilot to Gunner. I got a couple bands that are from, back in the
Madball.
dude, Matt. Okay,
there's
well, every time
So
I
this
mean,
scene-
even though every time I die is Buffalo,
Buffalo.
yeah,
I know,
this
but they
scene is
still
like
they still
really
come and play.
It's like really, really, really kind of fucking weird. But like I think my favorite bands I saw coming up, Styler was definitely one of them. Like I was around when they
Yo!
around when they like first started. Jay's like someone that I knew for like years. Back when
Are
we were
they
like
still
old
a
local
band?
bands.
They were like
Yes, they are still a band. You gotta give them time. You gotta give
okay,
them
all right, fair enough, fair enough.
time. I remember when Jay started Siler, we were in two like other local bands, and then he started Siler, and he always had like a vision for his shit. His stuff is sick.
Y'all would be a dope tour together.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
I would love to tour. I would love to tour with him. It's it's funny, man. We had spoke about that once when we were doing the record. When we were doing this record, he flew out for like a couple of days, and we wrote a song that it didn't make the record, but we ended up pushing it back to like something else. And we had actually brought that up, but at the time we had just signed and everything else. So we're like, all right, well, let's kind of wait and play it out and see how things work. So Sila's one of them. There's a bunch of other like really good locals. There's one band here that's like really sick called Radiate. They're like mad good. Obviously Jinx is like blowing up now, and they're from here as well.
How old are
God,
you?
there's so many. What?
How old are you?
30.
Okay, so do you
I would have
remember?
guessed younger. Good
Do you
job,
remember
Hunter.
the
How old?
sleeping? Do you remember the sleeping?
I don't know, like 24.
I do remember the sleeping. Jesus.
Yeah.
Didn't they
Yo.
only ever put out like one record and then just
No,
like
they have three
Yeah,
of them. They have three of
do,
them. No, they have three of
bro.
them. They have three of
I
them.
watched
Three of them.
a bunch of people walk out on their concert.
Hey, we saw the sleeping we saw the sleeping play
so good.
at Soma San Diego side stage in
Day to
2007
remember.
in December of 2007 with A Day to Remember. A Day to Remember was right before them, and A Day to Remember had literally all 500 kids sold outside stage show in the fucking actual venue listening to A Day to Remember going apeshit crazy. 30 people stayed and watched the sleeping. 30 people.
It's true.
30 people, but he got down on the there ended up being like people came back. There ended up being like 100,
No,
150
there
people,
were
but
2 rows of people watching the sleeping.
Day to
Yo, I
Remember.
still have the tour flyer.
There you go. There you go.
Bro,
Yeah,
that's
and
wild.
Flip on a
the
tweet,
rumor
Roman,
was-
set it the fuck off tour. I
the
am the
rumor
Avalanche,
was-
a Thorn for Every Heart, Envy on the Coast, all the cool East Coast bands. Well, Thorn's
look at
from
where A Day to
Orange.
Remember is. A Day to Remember
all
is
the way at the
second to
bottom.
Valera. Valera
And
was
no
a
one ever heard of
no-name
them.
band. Valera was a
Yeah.
no-name band that opened up. They weren't even signed, and A Day to Remember was supposed to come after them. The
I
rumor
didn't know the
was
sleeping was from New York.
A Day to Remember got stuck on the freeway somewhere. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, really? There was maybe 100, maybe 150 kids by the time Envy on the Coast came on. This place was not at capacity. And then sure enough, like 8:30 rolls around and it's fucking full to the brink, and A Day to Remember comes out and fucking smashes. And then the Sleeping came out and fucking killed it. He ends up getting in the crowd and playing an entire acoustic
Nobody
song
watched
with
them.
people just surrounding him.
No, it was 2
fucking
rows of
crazy.
people. It was sad.
It was kind of sad.
I googled the best NYC band. Do you know what band came up? The best New York City band ever.
The Beastie Boys.
I don't even want to guess.
Oh,
The
that
Beastie
is
Boys.
that is a good guess.
Oh,
No, it was the
God, that's-
Ramones.
Dude, shit.
Wow.
Hard to argue.
Yeah.
That is hard to argue.
Yeah.
Kind of like pioneers of this shit, aren't they?
I can alter this Wikipedia and make it say Varsity though. So it's
Please don't do that.
Varsity.
Please don't do that.
I was gonna say, please don't put the E in there.
No, I'm gonna add a
Please don't do
U.
that. Because then people be like,
Varsity.
oh my God, Varsity is the best band in New York City. And I'm gonna hate 'em.
1970s jazz band known as Varsity.
You're like, I still like sleeping until noon, son. I don't know if I'm, I don't know if I'm ready for this shit.
Yeah, I ain't ready for this shit. There's too much.
So whether it's New York City or somewhere on tour, you were already talking about Italian food places and stuff. Where do you like to eat? Where do you like to shop? Do you have like a certain brand of hotels? Like I like La Quintas and Embassy Suites. You know, maybe you're a Red Roof Inn kind of guy. I get really good ecstasy at Red Roof Inn.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. We walked into a Red Roof Inn here in Austin one time, and we saw a girl walk up and hand the gentleman behind the counter a 40 in a paper bag, and him hand her a dime bag. And
Nice.
we were like,
Amazing.
hey.
I don't even think that's a fair
Right,
exchange. Something
it-
definitely took place
in
before or after the deal.
In broad daylight and in front of everyone. Nobody gave there was no
Places-
concealment.
places-
No concealment whatsoever at this Red Roof Inn.
City, we have like a thing where we kind of like we do things out in public, but there's always like a way we do it. So it's like no one really sees it. So like unless you're looking for it or like you savvy to this, you ain't catching on to it. But in other places, I noticed they just do things out in the open. Like they're just like, "Hey, buddy, here's that crack cocaine you wanted," and it's like, "Oh shit, sick!" He even said it out loud. This shit is
The
wild.
best place to hide is in plain
Out in the
sight.
public.
Plain
Out in the
sight,
open.
bro. In plain sight.
Out in the open, you know.
So to answer your question, I don't on tour. I don't like eating in many places. I think Texas has some of the best food. Period. So like whenever I'm in Texas, like I try to eat everywhere there. But I think, God, I hope no one gets offended by this. I think most of the food in the United States and other states is absolute fucking garbage. I don't
That's
shop
reserved
anywhere.
for international
Yeah.
bands to say.
Yeah. I don't. I also don't shop anywhere on tour aside from like Walmart, like getting pillows and blankets and stuff like that. Because also, I don't want to offend anybody, but the fashion in other places is just like this shit is kind of trash. So, and also my band, we're
You know
very
what? Stay in New York, bro. Yeah, you just stay in New York. How about that? How about that, bro? How about that?
bro.
Okay?
Is this like
No,
How
you know
about you
what?
stay in
places?
You might be better off in
Any-
London.
Anytime we're on tour and we go somewhere and we're like, yo, we want to go shopping. The only place to go shopping is like the mall, and it's like malls don't have fashionable shit. Like it's just like
Not unless you're getting like
shit
the
that
like, you
everyone
get,
could get. Yeah.
cool designer shit. Yeah,
You
or
gotta
getting
shop
like
Yeah,
online.
so it's like
the
different.
nicer stores.
And as for hotels, our favorite hotel to stay at is the Walmart parking lot.
Ha! Yeah,
There you go,
that's
son.
your-
Holla.
that's
We
your
don't, we
life
don't,
for sure.
we don't spend money. Like our label's always like, oh my God, like, yeah, man, you guys should get some rest and, go be comfy. And we're like, yeah, we're comfy in our van in Walmart, getting drunk in the van. Like, don't tell me how to live my life, motherfucker.
So
Like,
tell me how
I
to
love-
live, son.
I love being in Walmart.
I'm from
I
the
love
stoops,
Walmart.
dog. What? I'm from the stoops.
I've slept in
born on these
Walmart
streets.
parking lots almost as many times as I've slept at Brian's mom's.
Well, yeah, because I lived with her, and you would come over and spend the night. We'd hang out and touch tips and have those
Touch
moments.
tips and
We
watch
have those
wrestling.
moments.
Oh man, you made that sound way worse. Oh, it's funny because it's true.
Tips of our pens, guys. We were studying. We had pens, and sometimes we'd touch the tips of them and go, we'd laugh. And we'd go, what if those were our
Tips
dicks?
of knowledge. The tips of knowledge. They were giving each other good advice.
Yeah,
So
put your tip in my mouth.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. All right. So in 2022, we've been absolutely strapped for content. I mean, just scraping the bottom of the barrel. We were lucky to land you and another guest, but we've been telling stories a lot, and mostly just like tour stories. And just at some point, we just completely made up some shit because we're running out of content. Do you have any crazy tour stories that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I once shat myself inside the van and had to run out and almost shat over everyone else.
Yes,
and
you
I
did.
shat right on the outside of the
Was
van.
the van in motion?
No, luckily the van was still when it happened. Everyone was like sleeping. And I got like really drunk and like I felt it come down. And like I'm like, oh, you know when you just wow, this is like crazy gross, but I don't give a shit. You know when you have like a little fart and you're like, oh, it's just a little one, but then it gets there and you're like, oh no, I done
Chipotle
fucked
farts.
up. So that kind of happened to me. So I had to like pop up out of my seat and my sleep and like I was still kind of numb everywhere, like just falling over. It was like, oh, and just like hopped out the van, and then so I hop out of the van, I poop right on the ground, and I because I ran out, I didn't bring like any wipes with me, so I had to walk back to the van. I had to like turn around and go right back to my van with like a shitty ass and like lean in and grab grab like the wipes and kind of.
Wow. You know the saying. You know the saying. Never trust a fart.
Yeah.
You know the saying. Never trust a fart.
Bro,
That's funny
There's
because my
a better
grandma
saying.
said never.
There's a better saying. There's a follow-up saying that goes, "Never trust a fart." Because when you never know the feeling until you have to, and that's the case. You never know the feeling of needing to trust a fart until you really have to trust a fucking fart, bro. And that is sometimes it's just
and
you
then
know,
you fucked, and then it's over for you. It's like R.I.P. You just shat your favorite pants. It's over.
yeah,
Oh
you
my
did.
God.
That's crazy.
R.I.P. And your friend's
know-
chest because you were fucking trying to go wrong.
Okay, all right, you're gone. This is TMI, but we're already there. Do you happen to know the meal that pushed you over the edge?
God, I don't remember what I was so
Yeah,
drunk.
New York
I don't remember
Taco
what I
Bell.
had to eat, but it probably was like
It probably
McDonald's
was
or
New York Taco Bell.
It
Yo,
probably-
don't
Well, it
hate
wasn't
on New
New
York
York.
Taco Bell,
it
okay?
wasn't
Because
it wasn't in New York that happened to me. It was in North Carolina.
Well, yeah, because
Oh,
you bought
there
it.
you
You
go,
bought it
yeah.
because you bought it in New York and
Raleigh.
took it to North Carolina. Yeah, you bought it there and ate it in North Carolina.
It's funny because
And
I know this is gonna sound stupid, but it was either Taco Bell or McDonald's because that's like the only things open after you play a show.
Well, if you're in North
And we were
Carolina,
like-
go to Cookout, bro.
Dude, well, we didn't go to Cookout because we're fucking idiots, and
now we're shitting on ourselves, so I
and then
guess
now
it's
I'm
okay.
just I drank
Over here
too
pooping
much,
my
and the thing was,
pants.
I had
Oh,
we went out that day, and we had like some friends take us out, and they were giving us like I don't. So I'm the type of person, if I drink, I stick to one thing. So it's either I'm drinking Jameson all night or I'm drinking tequila all night, and that's it. I don't mix. This particular night, I decided to stuff my face with fast food and have literally whatever anybody gave me all night. And so like
That's great. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it was so smart of me to do that. And pay the price.
Best. You're the best.
the only reason that I even went to Taco Bell in New York is because, like, if you're like me and you're used to a $5 box, you know, and a dollar menu, you go to Taco Bell in New York, and all of those like $5 and $6 combos are fucking $9 to $11 now. The only thing that's priced the same is the nationally advertised $5 box. That's why I went there.
The only combo you getting is the hurt in your wallet. That's what the fuck you getting.
But you know what?
Where
where the fast food places were like, there's no reason to eat that shit in New York with all the fucking like ways that they prevent them from getting in different neighborhoods and shit. There's nobody in New York City in their right mind who's really going to a Little Caesars or a Papa John's. What's funny is those always have the worst ratings on Google. But I found some like really affordable like New York style pizza, calzones, all that good shit.
Yeah,
Stromboli.
you'll find like a lot of shit. If you go to someone and you're like, yeah, let's get pizza, and they're like, yo, what you trying to get? And you're like, Little Caesars. They'll literally be like, what's that, bro? Like,
Get
half
the
of the
fuck
people,
out of here.
bro. Half of the people in New York City, I don't even think know what the fuck a Little Caesars is or that it exists.
There's one 2 minutes from my house. It's
I mean, it makes sense. If you're on the Little Caesars marketing advertising team, New York's not your market you're trying to saturate.
No, this is
not
New York's not the market.
All the Papas need to get the fuck out of New York. Papa John's, Papa Murphy's,
Papa
Vitovich,
Papa
Giorgio.
Papa Giorgio.
If we hanging out and someone's like, yo, like, get some food, and you pull out your phone and you're like, yo, I'm gonna get Papa John's. We're gonna take your phone away. Like, you lost all the rights.
Your phone's
to
going
have
to
your phone and ever order food. We throwing that shit out.
Your phone's going in the Hudson, son.
Like, yo, how dare you disrespect us like that? Like,
your phone's going in the Hudson, and you're going in there with some fucking concrete slippers if you're not fucking careful. All right, so
you know what's funny about it? There's probably so many bodies in there in the Hudson with like concrete,
countless,
with like cement and ankles.
Countless.
I know this for a fucking fact.
Oh, countless.
So many.
A couple rocks, a couple cement and bricks. The entire infrastructure of like New York was brick.
All the teams
for fucking the first fucking 100 years it was around. Like, you know how many bricks are in bags at the bottom of the fucking Hudson and the bottom of whatever.
I don't even mean like 100. I mean like this is from like 20 years ago. The whole Lower East Side, like, so back in the day, like when I was growing up, like my mom used to tell me stories and my grandfather and shit like that. I want to say about like maybe like 30, 35 years ago, something like that. Like they used to take motherfuckers down in that river and just throw them in. They're like, oh, you owe me money? Are you going to hook?
Damn.
And that's on the Lower East Side. Like this is also just so you know, as I'm saying Lower East Side, I started remembering some of the best food is in the Lower East Side. So I'm telling you the story and it may sound scary, but if you're willing to brave it, yo, they got some of the best fucking food down
I
there.
will die for good food.
Popping.
I don't give a shit, bro.
Bro,
I've gone to the ghetto for tacos and got stabbed and still got them.
You guys eat like ramen and shit?
I love me some ramen. Tonkatsu.
There's a spot down there called Ramen Ishida, and it's run by one guy. It's one dude.
I think that was the. Continue.
Yeah, so it's run by one dude. It's a really small place. You can only fit like 9 people in there. This guy takes your order, turns around, like literally turns his back and cooks it right in front of you, like makes it, turns back around and gives it to you, and it's the most delicious fucking thing you will ever eat in your life. Like this ramen is fucking fresh.
Jamie, let's get that.
Amazing.
Fuck, I forget Jamie's not here anymore.
Dope. I think that's the place that got there was a place that got ransacked by this gang out there. Shout out to the full-blooded Italians.
Shout out to the
boys.
gangs out in New York.
Davey Paisano, Chuck Palumbo,
You ever seen that
Johnny
movie Gangs in New
Stamboli.
York?
Johnny Stamboli. We got Big Guido, Chuck Palumbo.
Dude, shut the fuck up. You're literally talking about the full-blooded Italian, the wrestlers. You
Chuck
son
Palumbo,
of a bitch.
bro.
He said Chuck Palumbo and Nunzio.
Big Guido, Nunzio.
God, get the fuck out of here, bro. Okay, now, while I dream of salami and pepperoni, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a New York City band?
All right, so the advantage is that everyone hates you.
Yeah!
So it's much easier to tour.
Me too.
And the disadvantage is that everyone hates you, so it's harder to play New York City shows.
Yeah! Wow, so there's really no easy way into playing New York. You don't even get love as a local.
This scene is rough, and it's not rough because it's like bad per se. It's rough because everyone in New York City has that New York City mentality. They're like, yo, if you're gonna if you about this, you have to represent New York City, period. But then at the same time, it's like competitions everywhere, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about competition. I don't want to compete with somebody to be the biggest band in New York City. I don't want to be the biggest band in New York City. I just want to be one of the biggest bands, period. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Bar none, anywhere.
But New York City is rough because it's also like there's like shows here are like different. It's like all different genres and like they're like different cliques and different everything else. And so like everyone has their favorite band that they ride for. They're like, nah, these are my boys and I'm riding for this band. And so it's like shows are fun as fuck. I will say that though. A lot of that like competitiveness makes the shows very fun. But sometimes it gets stressful because it's like there's just so much going on in New York City that's like you can't really get a show anywhere unless you like know someone or something like that.
Are you a hip hop head?
Oh, I fucking love it. I grew up on that shit.
All right.
I grew up listening to like Michael Jackson, like
check out Wiki. Check out Wiki.
I knew you were a Michael Jackson influence, motherfucker. I heard the album. I knew it.
Yep.
Hey,
that is my first number one.
There's a song where the bass line matches like bad, or it matches some. I heard it and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like Michael Jackson. Like it's a. Go for it. Which one?
I think it's King of Pop.
Okay.
So we put. So it's funny when I started.
No, it's one of the ones. It's one of your singles.
It's one of the singles.
Yeah, I'm almost
probably Finesse then.
Okay.
Oh, the intro.
Maybe. Yeah.
We do a lot of like funny shit like that. Like, and it's funny. When we started writing the record, my producer Andrew knows that I'm like into Michael Jackson, and I used to put like he's and stuff like that, like in the songs, like here and there. And he was like, yo, you want to keep doing that? And I was like, yeah. And so we made it a thing. But over the progression of the record, like I know a lot of people didn't catch this. There's a lot of lyrics or like melodies in that record that are literally directly ripped from artists in hip hop that I love. And the reason why I do that is because in hip hop culture, a lot of these artists like Chris Brown, fucking Trey Songz, all these like the singers, the rappers, Drake, everyone, they always use other rappers' lyrics and melodies as like a homage to like that artist. Mm-hmm. But no one does that in metal. They're like afraid to ever say that they're fans of someone else. They'll be like, oh no, we can't use that. They started using them shits everywhere. Like
I hear you reference Drizzy. I hear you reference Drizzy in one of the singles. I know that you got the Drizzy reference in there.
That it was in Finesse. That's like if I'm Drizzy, call me Drake. I'm not making no mistakes. This is God's plan. Devilish I am. So that's me referencing Drake, but also No Mistakes was the diss track that Kanye West made.
Yes, it was.
Drake. This Is God's Plan was Drake's song. And I'm just like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna be lyrical about this shit, I might as well actually like.
What are some other nuggets? Give us some other ones you like.
We got Drake on the show next week. We'll ask him about that.
Drake on the trap. There's a lot of he's in it. King of Pop. Actually, a lot of the melodies are actually directly ripped from Blood on the Dance Floor by Michael Jackson.
I was gonna say the band.
Matt almost had a heart attack. Matt almost had a heart attack right now. Matt almost booted you. Matt almost. You were about to be the first guest that ever got booted. Matt was about to.
Nah, I can't stand that fucking band. Blood on the Dance Floor, the song by Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like one of my favorite songs. God, there's a lot of shit. There's in Closer, I use like I use some like Chris Brown shit. Dude, I put them everywhere. I don't give a fuck. I put them shit everywhere.
Dude, I love it. All right, cool. Perfect.
All right, I got some shit we could rapid fire. Jay-Z or Nas? Ether or Super Ugly?
Damn, bro, this is God. You hit me with that heavy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Personally, I like Nas a little better. I love his lyricism. Like that is my shit. But Jay-Z has more hits. But I will say, in terms of that whole battle, Ether. He fucking flamed Jay-Z. Like there was no way you could come back from that, bro.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Everyone forget that Jay said he left condoms on the baby seat, bro. Like that's disrespectful.
Listen. The ultimate L, I think, is Nas having to sign with fucking Jay-Z anyways. That's the ultimate L.
That's the thing. That is a huge L for Nas. On that front, but when it came to like the whole battle aspect of it, I was like, "Yo,
yeah." Nas was ruthless. He was ruthless, and I think that might be, I can't say why he didn't get as big as Jay-Z did, but dude, King's Disease 2 was in my top 5 albums this past year, dude. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah, man.
Jay hasn't had a good record.
Like one of my favorite.
Jay hasn't had a good record since Black Album, bro.
Not only that, but like you had, the Kanye release that Nas did off of Good Summer was not good. Like that was not a good release. It was kind of flat. It was not as good as Pusha's and fucking Kid Cudi's. It wasn't. And
neither was it was written, but we get by.
But but to release King's Disease and then King's Disease 2 right after Away, or fuck, dude. Okay, what? Both of them are so good.
Do you guys watch like Drink Champs and shit like that?
No. Only when there's super controversies.
Yeah, so I watched like a lot of that podcast, and actually like Nas actually like spoke about it once about like signing with like Jay-Z because he was on it, and he just saw it as like a pure business move. He was like, if it's an L, if people said it was an L, then it's an L. But he's like, I'm putting out music, and I have like
he would have faded into obscurity. Nas is a talented rapper, but like Brian said, Jay has the hits and the mainstream power.
Yeah.
Nas can get a single on radio, but none of his singles ever get rotation like that.
Yo, Jay had hits, like, and I don't mean like hits, I mean like hit after hit.
Mega
after hit,
multi-platinum hits.
He was like just pumping them out like it was nothing.
He redid Hard Knock Life, son. People forget that the Hard Knock Life remake was they don't forget. They forget.
Let's also not forget though.
That was on commercials, on fucking advertising everywhere.
Jay-Z also had like a bunch of rappers like on like rock that just were like crazy good. Like those like
Memphis, all the rappers of like Siegel, Young Gunners,
I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Beanie Siegel was one of the most underrated rappers of his fucking time, bro.
I could say the same about Memphis Bleak, because Memphis Bleak made MADE back in like 03, and like I'm on the West Coast jamming the shit out of it, and I felt like nobody appreciates this record. This is because you have some classic Jay material on there, but dude, this is Jay's right hand man. Memphis Bleak never got his flowers. That's a hard album.
He didn't. There was, to be honest though, like there was a lot of rappers back in the day that I was like huge fans of that I wish. Like Jadakiss is like one of my favorite rappers of all time. I fucking love Jadakiss, and I would defend him to death.
But he was also
one of those. He was also one of those people that I'm like, damn, I would have loved to see him at like Jay's like up there shit. Also like Freeway, like that. He's another one. I'm like, God, like
wow,
he had hits, bro.
Freeway.
Like a lot of these people had like hits, but they never like it. Just it was never a thing where they became like.
I feel like Freeway
went platinum, but
he did, but he never
was like once the beginning of piracy. Yeah, he never had a follow-up record that did shit.
And I don't think he was always known as like that battle rapper, right? And he was always known for having to be in some sort of like contention
Yep.
with someone.
He
He did
was
get the Chappelle spot. He got the Chappelle
was-
he was
spot, which
gonna
was pretty
release an
decent.
album on G
With
Unit.
Kanye.
Yeah.
It was him and Kanye on the Chappelle spot, and that was pretty dope.
He
You know,
is-
and he had something I think that dropped shortly after that was pretty decent, but never just picked up.
him and you know who else had that same thing? Cassidy.
Yeah, they had that
Cassidy-
rap battle.
Bro, Cassidy had this thing about him where everyone was like, "Yo, Cassidy's just like a battle rapper," like, and so no one paid attention to like a lot of his shit. But
He
he
had bars.
actually has, he had songs that I'm like, "Yo, these songs are fucking sick."
Hey, so what do you think about Griselda?
Uh-oh.
Let's hear it.
Uh-oh.
Let's
Okay.
hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. It's Buffalo.
All
I
right,
get it.
someone's
I get
not a fan of selling dope.
it. All right.
Nah, it's not even.
You're not a Pyrex pirate. Okay, well.
I mean, it's whatever.
In case of emergency, break glass.
Oh, that was good. You're not a Pyrex pirate. Where do you guys get this from?
Yankees or Mets?
I don't watch baseball because it's boring as fuck.
That's a valid question.
Oh,
Stickball. Yeah, we'll go with that.
yo,
Yeah, this episode
yo.
sponsored by Rob Manfred being a big fat liar. Knicks or Nets?
Neither. They're both shit.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Craziest New York moment that wasn't 9/11.
Whoa, that's a banned word. That'd be fucked up. That'd
Mine?
be such a
You ready
cop
for
out if
mine?
you said 9/11. I'd be like, damn, is this every New Yorker?
You ready for mine? When fucking
No
Conor
one asked
McGregor,
you.
when Conor McGregor flew his fucking private ass jet from Ireland into the fucking
Into
World
the
Trade
Twin
Center.
Towers.
Just kidding. What a
What
great
the
joke.
fuck are
We
you
both said it.
talking
We
about?
both said it.
Oh my
You said it in
God.
the Twin Towers.
All right, we both. It's not okay, Brian. That's not okay.
What a great joke. No, that was
Look,
perfect.
there was a
I'm not
memo
even gonna
sent
finish
out.
my joke.
There was a memo sent out. It said no 9/11 or De Blasio jokes. Son of a bitch.
All right, next question.
Favorite movie quotes.
Favorite movie quote.
Forget about it.
Nah, favorite.
Yippee-ki-yay,
God.
motherfucker.
My favorite movie quote. Shit. Actually, one of my favorite things ever was from The Wolf of Wall Street when he was like, "Sell me this pen." Just saying, "Sell me this pen." Like, sell me this pen.
One of my
Anytime
favorite- Go for it.
sell me this pen.
Nice.
Just go ahead. Show me how good you are. That's like
Yes.
one of my favorite things ever.
People really do that on interviews.
One of my favorite quotes from that movie is when he's talking about the time he took the Quaaludes and fucking like was all fucking vamped out in front of the fucking Lamborghini, and he goes, and that's when I developed what I like to call the cerebral palsy or something like that.
Dude, oh god, that movie is so amazing.
Oh, hands down, one of the best like sales motivation. I watch that movie with anytime I watch it, I just get revamped into my fucking sales mindset.
I can't
Like,
I cannot
it's so
I can't watch
perfect.
that movie.
The
I love that
emotion
movie,
of
and
like
the reason
the drive and the motivation and the
Yeah.
and like just the griminess of like just the entire culture. That gross.
that movie makes me feel like someone that I am not. Like, I swear to God, anytime I've ever watched that movie, I'm like, God, I just wanna make $1 million and blow cocaine into hookers' assholes.
Yep.
Like, that's it. That's all that movie makes
That's
me wanna do.
what me and Brian call it Tuesday.
I watched the movie all the fucking time, and I know that it never ever.
And Brian's
ever,
never ever blown coke into a hooker's ass as many times as he's watched it.
I've never blown. I've never. Yes, you're right. I've never done that. Also,
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah,
Sorry, Becca.
we're going up. We're moving on up, baby.
We're moving on up.
I've seen the movie fucking 100 different times, and I know it's never gonna change. But every time Margot Robbie is sitting on the fucking floor in the kid's bedroom teasing him because he's been an asshole, and she spreads her legs and
Don't
starts
get
fucking
pervy.
talking.
Don't get
And
pervy.
she spreads her fucking legs and starts talking and like her fucking, come on, daddy, you want it? And she starts fucking teasing him. I'm always like, just show it a little bit, just move it.
Okay, I
we
felt
gotta
like
get
our
rid of this
female
guy.
viewers wanted me to boot him, so I it just felt necessary. Yeah, okay, that's far too much. Far too much. So you guys have a tour coming up with Dropout Kings. That's gonna be fucking
sir.
fire. We
Yeah.
interviewed those guys last year. They're fucking wild. I bet this tour is gonna be fun. I'm Jelly. You come through town February
Let's get it,
2nd, but I'm not
baby.
home, so that's
February
great.
2nd. Hey, I'll be here. Holler at your boy. I'm here in Austin,
Yeah, there you
son. I
go.
will be here.
Sick, yo. Let me know. I'll put you on the guest list.
Hell yeah, son. I'll be there.
Sweet. I
I'll
need
be
a
there,
plus
and I'll
5.
fucking-
I'm bringing
I'll
hella
come.
homies.
I'll come, and we'll hang, dude.
Yeah, usually what I tell is like people that I like, I'm like, don't pay tickets for these shows because we don't make no fucking money off of that. So if I like you, just let me put you on the guest list. I don't make money off of this shit. I always have people that's like, oh my god, man, I gotta support you and I gotta buy a ticket. And I'm like, I appreciate you like wanting to come, but I'm like, please buy merch. Also, if you can, and if you're someone that I like, I'll put you on the guest list because like I don't make no money off these motherfucking ticket sales anyway. So
Oh my god, yes, we're way too honest on this podcast tonight. I'm gonna need a plus 5
but
for
why
all the
not
hoes, and I want to eat
not
whatever
be
you got in the
honest?
green room.
Why not be honest about it? Eat whatever we have in the green for what? Shitty pizza? Come on now. Like you know how this shit works. Like this shit ain't glamorous. What the fuck?
You're telling me there's no Fiji water backstage at a VRSTY show?
Anniversary show.
Bro, you know how many times like people have like asked me like this is my favorite question ever when people are like, oh my god, like you guys are so huge, like you're on Oxy and everything, like what's your favorite type of venue to play? Like, do you like these small venues or do you like playing in arenas? And I look at them and I'm like, you fucking kidding me? I've never played an arena in my life. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is.
Who are you interviewing?
You're playing
right now?
American Airlines and Pepsi Center.
Bro.
It's no big deal, just
bro. Like, this shit is
VRSTY on a Thursday.
Bro, it's crazy how people who are not in bands or not in the industry view artists in this industry. Like, I've heard shit that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like before like this whole COVID shit happened, our first tour, like our last tour before like shit got shut down, there was maybe like 20 or 30 people at like some of those shows. Like, and some shows I'm like, there was 5. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I have no shame in saying that. I'm like, we weren't a big band. We're not a known band. We have draw now and it's fucking great because everyone wants to play in front of crowds. But I've told people that and they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, dude, like this shit isn't glamorous. Like I've played shows to nobody before.
There's
It
people
comes
like
territory.
okay, so I toured with an asshole before who once told me, if you're not from LA or New York, you live in middle America and you don't matter. And I'm sure that that's an asshole thing to say. There's a bunch of people in middle America or in Kansas who really think that way. They just assume if you're on iTunes or you're on Spotify, that you're fucking famous and paid.
Yeah, people think that they're like, oh my god, you're on Spotify, you got 1 million streams. Did you make $1 million? And I'm like, if I made $1 million, would I still look like this? Are you fucking kidding me?
Would I still be talking to you?
Bro, I would have taken if I would have made $1 million. I would have taken all, my teeth. My teeth would have all been like gold with diamonds and all. Just taken all of the shits out, just permanent, yo.
Like Lil Flip did.
Think I'd have this face if I had $1 million? You stupid piece of shit!
I'd have Nicolas Cage's face.
You Kansas piece of rat.
People think it's glamorous.
Brian's going on a rant. I just had to boot him. I just felt like he was going to throw out some sort of
inbred
slur.
farmland wheat
you
stock
Mountain Dew Muhammad motherfucker.
You say Muhammad, son? You can't do that. You can't do that, dude. Get out of here. All right, Matt's been clearly canceled.
This has been fucking wild. All right,
Joey's crying.
Besides streaming, welcome home. Like all
I didn't know
night.
that my career was gonna end tonight. This is sick.
You'll only be the 6th band we've canceled, bro. It's no big deal. Besides streaming, welcome home all night while I'm asleep, so you get that 4 cents in the morning. What should people do if they want to, follow you, buy your merch, be one of the 30 people at your show?
All right, so if you want to follow us on IG, follow us on Facebook, whatever social media. Look, social media is trash, but find us on there and follow us on there because that's where we do everything. Obviously.
Yo, diversify your bonds, son.
Diversify.
Social media is fucking garbage.
Diversity your bonds, son.
If you want to support us, you can buy some merch from like our store. We got 2 merch stores. Please don't buy it from the record label store because we don't make none of that money.
No, straight.
5 Mile store. Support us, please.
Shouts to the label.
What's the store? The website?
Please bail me out of this debt, bro. Please.
Yes. What's give it to us.
www.vrsty.nyc.
Hell yeah.
VRSTY.neek.
It's god fucking damn it. Everyone's gonna say Varsity now. It's not
Varsity.
It's Varsity.
Matt was always JV, so he never understood.
Do you think
Bro.
people just don't know what Varsity is? Are we just not dealing with a lot of seniors in high school, or?
Bro, I don't even fuck it. At this point, I don't even know anymore. Like, I gave up on trying to figure it out. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. I guess I'll just go fuck myself. No one's ever gonna get this.
I guess I'll just
Not
go
every-
sit on this
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna make the perfect eyebrow tat. Shave the eyebrow off, just put Varsity right up there.
That's never gonna happen. But it's fucking crazy to me. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I guess it is what it is. I mean, I went on fucking Facebook yesterday and I posted this thing, and I literally wrote, I was like, hey, listen, I just went through our whole YouTube, and I added the lyrics also because aside from you pronouncing our fucking band name wrong, I'm tired of looking into the crowd and you guys are mouthing the wrong lyrics to me. This shit.
Oh my god, you are.
Oh my god, you're the most honest guest we've ever.
You're the fucking whistleblower for fucking.
This guy's gonna be like, you motherfuckers better get it right.
Bro, I don't. There's no better thing than just to be honest with you. Honestly, our fans love that shit. Like, I posted that and everyone was commenting. I was like, oh, we're gonna do it wrong on purpose. And so I literally was like, all right, well, if you do it wrong, I'm gonna jump in the crowd and I'm gonna fucking fight you. Like, stop doing this shit.
I'm gonna fucking stage stomp you. I'm gonna stage stomp you.
Do you know how many times, like, at shows, like on the last couple of tours we've had, I've gone up to someone in the crowd and I put my mic in the thing and just the wrong words come out and I immediately pull it back. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like,
what are you doing, dude? Who are you? Why are you even in this place?
And then I had to grill him after, like, yo, like, really, son? Like,
yo, listen, come here, son. Come here.
Slap him with the CD. Physical
like, oh
copy.
Joey, oh my god, Joey, you look so great. Oh, what the fuck? Oh,
but
what? Yo, son,
you know, to be fair, it's not their fault. So you know, like that whole genius.
Yeah, it is.
It
is.
Shit?
It's their fault.
I mean,
It's their
kind of.
fault.
But you know that whole genius shit, that fucking website.
I love it. It's teaching
So
white
Genius
people
is-
what every rap
yeah.
song means.
So Genius is fucking stupid ass. Like, I hate these fucking goofies. They just let anyone go on that website and put up lyrics. So people go on the website and put up whatever lyrics they think are ours. And then we have to go up there and correct it. And I'm like, why don't you just let the artist have the artist page so we can put up our own lyrics ourselves and not have other people put up
for it. God forbid they pay you for it, huh? Fuck,
Bro.
dude. This shit's garbage, son.
I hope that one day I make it on those Genius videos so I can do like a lyrics explain thing. But because I don't think I'm ever going to make it onto there, I think I'm free to say this. Genius is a bunch of fucking goofies. What the fuck are y'all doing over there? Like, y'all just letting people ruin our fucking careers over here. Everyone got everything all fucked up. Like, get your shit together, Genius. Get your shit together. Like,
right,
is
folks,
there anyone else we want to shit on the way out of here?
Yeah, yo,
Barbara
Barbara from 2nd Street in Mulberry. Yo, suck D's,
115th in
Actually,
Lenox. Yo, for real.
This is gonna be amazing. Actually, shout out to my downstairs neighbors, who I had to beat up the boyfriend on New Year's Eve for being a little bitch. So shout out to them. He's another one who I hate. That's how I started this year. Like,
what happened? Why? Why do you get fucking clipped up?
All right, so listen, check this out. So
Here we go, baby.
I had like a New Year's
Who
party.
caught some knuckles? Let's go.
And it's not a lot of people. It's just like family and shit like that. And it's New Year's, right? So I'm just like, all right, well, I'm having a New Year's party. I want to be with my family. Everyone loves their family. So, you know, the countdown goes on or whatever. We got music playing, obviously. The guy comes upstairs and just starts knocking on my door, like telling us to turn down the music. And so, like, I wasn't there the first time, like, that the door was opened. And so I didn't really see him or I didn't hear anything. But then he came back upstairs and was he's pretty much trying to tell us what to do. And he doesn't pay my rent in my fucking apartment. And so I had to step outside and beat his ass. And then his girl came upstairs. So his girl,
he doesn't pay my rent. So I just step outside and fuck his ass up, dog.
He doesn't pay you don't pay my rent, so you can't tell me what to do in my apartment. Like, that's it.
Fair.
His girl also came upstairs and was like,
and I beat her ass too.
Oh my god.
But his girl came upstairs, and so, like, my sister was here, and I'm like, well, my sister likes to fight too. So I told my sister, like, so you gotta be high ass too, and we just gonna, that's it. Like, that's how they're gonna start the New Year's. So the neighbors from downstairs, shout out to you guys.
Did you guys tag team it up? Did you guys tag team it up and fuck them up?
So pretty much what happened is I beat him up on my floor. So I live on the 5th floor. I beat him up here. And then she tried to run downstairs, so my sister chased after and beat her downstairs.
Hey, you got both floors on lock, son.
New
Fuck
York.
Yeah,
that.
we got. So shout out to them for being bitches.
Yeah, yo.
Oh,
You heard,
man.
son. You heard.
Speaking of
what a great
bitches,
start to my New Year.
Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at O'Brien of Death. You can find my podcast, Common Chaos Podcast, with 2.
Don't
That's
listen
right.
to it.
Count them 2. Brand
Don't
new
bother.
episodes out.
No, don't
A
do
solo episode and another one featuring my good buddy Knives Monroe. Shout out Knives.
it. Shout out Knives, but still don't listen to it.
You can also find it at commonchaos.net. The Common Chaos on Instagram and Twitter for the social
Not
medias.
worth it.
And then, of course, for all my Studley Dudleys out there, you can find my
What?
more erotic profile on Grindr at Butt Loving Bryboy.
You got to get these reads done a lot quicker, man.
Someone's
We're
gonna
up
make it.
against the clock here.
Someone's gonna make the
Make
actual
sure you
Grindr.
follow both Twitter accounts since we got banned since that whole ordeal. Oh, sorry. Instagram at iHateTheScene, Twitter at Scene Radio, Twitch.tv/iHateTheScene, Facebook.com/iHateTheScene, YouTube.com/C/iHateTheScene. I'm trying to feed my motherfucking family. We're
He's got
live
kids!
every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 Central, 11 Eastern, 4 a.m. in the UK. And if you want to get sexy in Denmark, we're on at 5 in the goddamn morning for you. Make sure you follow all that shit and more.
And it's 3
Next
o'clock
week.
in the morning at your mom's house.
Yep. It's always 3 in the morning when I'm banging that ass out. Next week, we are telling more stories. So strap it on, strap it in ya, put it in ya. Actually, Drake canceled, so we're just telling stories next week. So be sure to tune in for that.
He gave us one of these.
I'm gonna try to put a heart in my hair right here. Any last words before we get out of here? Go see these guys on tour. Go get this album. Buy the vinyl.
Yeah.
Might be here next year.
Welcome home,
Buy it.
baby. Listen to it. Welcome home. Out today. Go listen to it. Stream that shit.
Please go listen
Varsity.
to the record. Please stream that shit. Buy whatever the fuck you can. I'm in a lot of debt to my record label. I think right now it's at least like $70K worth of shit. Please help me bail out this. I got rent. I got I got bills, bro. Like, help me out.
You didn't get
Help me
any of them
out,
PPP loan scams, bro?
You didn't get on them
up.
PPPs, dude? You didn't get on them PPPs?
Nah.
I know a guy.
I know.
You think we work for this shit? You think we work for these things?
I'm gonna put "Welcome Home" on my playlist next to the podcast, so then we both get a W tonight, bro. We get that dub.
Yeah, because I'm tired of leaving my Spotify on fucking repeat overnight to pretend that I have streaming numbers for my label. This shit is whack. Please stream it.
I am
Please
so
stream our
sick of
shit.
pretending. Oh man,
I'm so sick of pretending to be in a fucking band that's actually working. Like, this shit ain't working, bro.
oh god. All right, we'll be back next week if we have enough money. Bye, people.
I knew I was fucked.